Hi everybody, welcome back to Gloria's Crafts. My name's Gloria and today I'm going to be making the Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors, and I want to make a big one for my front porch. So I had found at the Dollar Tree these football wreaths, and I thought that could be her head. So this is going to be a long process, but I'm ready to nail it, so let's get started. So I have 2 of the football wreaths, and I am going to take some tin foil, and I'm going to wrap it around my football wreath. Just like that. I'm going to do the same to the other one. So that's what it's going to look like, the entire football. So this way, when I do my paper mache, it's going to stick. For this part, I have a bowl filled with water, and I have my container of flour, and I am going to put a generous amount into the water, and I'm going to start mixing that up to make a paste for my paper mache. So that is what I'm doing. I'm going to continue to add more and more flour as needed to make a paste. So I will be back when my paste is all set. This is where it's going to get extremely messy. So I have this rubber padding down so that I won't get everything all over. And here is my mixture of my flour and my water. Then you want to take scraps of newspaper, which I have right here, and you're going to put them in your mixture of your paper mache, and hopefully I have enough paper mache to do the entire man-eating plant. So you're just going to put it on like that, and then do it again. So I'm going to have to build up Audrey's head into a bigger thing, so I'm doing that with the paper mache, and I'm going to be doing it with the aluminum foil to build up her head. So all I'm doing is dipping the paper into my mixture, which is, like I said, extremely messy, and kind of taking some of it off, and you want to cover every bit of your football wreath. I was so excited when I saw this because I was trying to figure out how to make a bigger Audrey 2 for my porch. I really enjoy making outside decorations, whether it's for Halloween or some other time. So basically all I'm doing is putting the paper mache all over the football. That's all. I don't know how to edit, as you can tell from my videos. So I'm going to turn this off and continue with the paper mache on both of my footballs, and then I will be back before I do the next part. So while the headpiece part is drying outside, I got my PVC pipe that I've used on another item that was outside, and it's a 1 by 1/4 times 2. That's what it says here. Got it at the Home Depot. It's called a Charlotte pipe. And then I have one of these at the bottom so that when I put it in my Maxwell House container, she will stand up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paper mache my pipe here, and then I'm going to take this out to dry. So basically I'm trying to work on the paper mache of everything that I'm doing. Let me move this camera. Here we go. So all I'm doing is, like I did before, taking the newspaper, my sale ads, whatever you want to call it, and I am putting it around my PVC pipe. I'm going to continue all the way around and up the top and the bottom. That'll be easier to paint when I'm done. And when I'm done putting the when I'm done putting the newspaper on my PVC pipe, I'm going to take this outside and check and see how part of Audrey's head's doing and see if it's dry. I have it sitting out in the sun. So basically, this is what I'm doing. Putting paper mache around my PVC pipe. Okay, I have my football outside. Wasn't drying quick enough, so I put it in the oven for like 10-20 minutes. So now I can at least turn it over. It's not completely dry. I'm a little bummed out about that, but I'm going to put it back into the oven when I'm done. So you're going to flip over your football, and you're going to fill it with whatever you like. I am filling mine with more tin foil, because this is going to be the inside of the mouth of your man-eater. So I'm just putting balls in there of the tin foil, aluminum foil, Reynolds wrap, whatever you want to call it. I want to get the whole entire inside of the mouth to give it a little bit of height. It's going to be one messy project. I'm just taking the Reynolds wrap, folding it a bit, and putting it on the inside. Because I really don't think paint and all is going to stick to my aluminum foil. And that's why I'm going to use the paper mache, to give it a sturdier base. So I'm going to put one more ball in the middle, just like that, and then I'm going to take tin foil and put it in there, but I want like a little cup area once I'm done. So I'd like it indented a little bit. Now I'm going to add the paper mache to the inside and then around the sides, and I'm going to do the same to the other half of my football wreath, and then I'm going to stick it back in the oven for about, I don't know, I had it in there for 10-15 minutes, so maybe 25 minutes, half hour. I'll let you know when I'm done how long I kept it in there, but I'm going to want to keep it in until it's dry. The sun was not drying it, which really kind of bummed me out, because it's a sunny day and it's not really humid, but it is what it is. So this is all I'm doing right now. So I'm going to do the whole inside on both of them, and then I'm going to put them in the oven, and I might work on the vines next. So while these are in the oven, so I'm going to get finished doing this, put it in the oven, and come back. So while my top of her head is cooking in my oven, to dry that off, which is going to take a while, I'm going to show you how I'm making the veins for the head and to go down around the tubing. Just take paper, any kind of paper you have, crinkle it up, twist it up as best you can. Then once that's all twisted up, take the tin foil and put that around it. You can make this as long as you want. You can stick it together to another piece, and then once you're done twisting it and all to make it tight, which is what I am doing. The one good thing about the tin foil, aluminum foil, is you can bend it any way you like to have it viney. So now I'm going to put some not Mod Podge. What is this called? Oh my goodness, the flour in the water. Can't even think of the name of it. So I'm going to do that. I honestly can't think of the name. I've been using this all day. I just can't think of the name. So I'm going to cover all these. I'm most likely going to put these in the oven because it's going to take a while. But I'm going to cover all my vines. And that's all I'm doing. Okay? That's it. I'll be back. Okay, moving on to our next piece of our man-eating plant. All I did was take cardboard, cut it in like a teardrop shape to make a tongue. And then for the teeth, I cut cardboard and put them in a point. I have very tiny ones and I have big ones. So basically, I need to paper mache everything because I like how it makes it harder, and that's what I'm going to do, is paper mache the entire tongue and all of my teeth. This all is going to take a while to dry. You can do it in your oven. I did leave his head in the oven for about, on 350 for about an hour. I can't put the PVC pipe in the oven, it'll melt. But I could put the football mold to make a football wreath in my oven. So right now, all I'm doing is making my tongue. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the teeth, and then I'll come back and show you how I build up the tongue to have like a little hump in it. Okay? So right now all I am doing is paper macheing the entire tongue. Okay, so now I want to put like a little lump or something in the middle of the tongue to make it look like it's arched. So I'm taking newspaper. Here's my tongue. The cardboard's wet now, but I'd like to add a little more definition to it. Then maybe I'll just do it this way and have it dry. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to add a ball of the paper, but I'm going to hold it, not hold it, I'd be here forever. Place it down so that this can be the way my tongue will be inside her mouth. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to let all this dry. So now while I'm waiting for the paper mache to dry, I have a toilet paper roll. And what I'm going to do is fold it and take my scissors and cut very, very close to the edge. And this will be a circle. I cut several of these, not even a whole toilet paper roll, but this is going to be for the top and the bottom of the head to give it some texture. I'm also going to use yarn to do the veins in the head, but you're going to see that. But while everything's drying, I am trying to get everything prepared. So basically we just have to wait for it to dry, and then we can start making our wonderful man-eating plant. Okay, so now I'm ready to paint, and I took every color of paint I have in the green. So I've got marsh green, grass green, new shamrock, and I believe this is from, I want to say the dollar store, but I could be unclear. And I put them all on a plate. Now I have my paintbrush, and I'm going to mix these colors together, and then I'm going to dry brush them onto everything that's supposed to be green. So that's the, I'm really trying to get this mixed up. So that would be the vines, the little circles we made out of the paper, not the paper towel holder, the toilet paper holder, and his head. So I am going to get to paint these after I'm done mixing the colors as best I can, and then I'll come back and we'll move on to the next step. So right now I am just using every color of green I have to give me a nice green. Here's what the head looks like on the football. So it kind of has lines through it, which is awesome for like veins. This is painted green. Anything that's sticking out that you Mod Podged, just cut off with scissors. And here's the other one. So now I'm going to paint the inside purple of the mouth. You don't have to do a purple. I choose to do a purple. I have violet purple from Craft Smart. So after I do the inside of the mouth, I'm going to work on the lips because I'm trying to get everything dried before I put this together. So I'm going to paint this on there, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to work on some lips. Okay, now time to work on the lips. What you're going to do is you're going to take the newspaper and you're going to twist it. And then I took painter's tape and I put it around. So I'm going to continue with the painter's tape around my lips. Okay? And I'm thinking tinfoil after this so that I can shape my lips, and I can also possibly put lines in it before I spray paint the lips, because I am definitely spray painting the lips. So basically all I'm doing is twisting the paper. If I have too much, I'm cutting it off. So I'm going to cut some of this off. Okay, now here is part of her head. It's green and purple. So I am going to take the lips and just see. I like that because it's going to go around here, and then the top lip's going to be a little longer due to the fact I have to shape it with the two little bumps on the top. So I'm going to get my tinfoil Reynolds wrap and move her head. And I am going to wrap her lips take some of it off. I don't think I need that much. Okay. So I'm twisting the one end and I'm squeezing it together because I want it to be tight. Twisting the other end. Then I'm going to get my bottom lip, and I'm going to do the same thing and twist, twist, twist. Okay, so the bottom lip is basically going to be just like this. So here's this, and I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to spray paint it. Now for the top lip, I need that kind of an indent in her lip. So, and then up and out, up and out. I can't, there we go. Let's see how this looks. I don't think that's in the middle, so let's try and put it directly in the middle, our crease. And keep squunching, and then I want to add the little bump in the lip and smush that down some. Let's check it out and see how that looks. Because you want that little bump in the lip. So little bump, little bump. Let's see how this will look. So here's the middle of her lips. I like it. So see that? Her lips are going to be purple. I think I'm going to smash it down like that way. Like smash it. So here's her lips. Here they are formed. I'm going to push this down and not make it as full on the top. So smush it down. Smush it down, smush it down. Then I'm going to go take them outside and paint them. And then I'm going to be painting my teeth. So here's her lips. They're a little smashed down, so that way they will be on her face just like that. It's not so bad, right? I don't think so. And I'm going to work on smashing it down some more, and then I'm going to take it outside and I'm going to paint it. So I'm trying to get all the painting done before we assemble her, because it has to be done. So I'm going to work on my lips, top and bottom lips, to make them not protrude so much. I'm going to take it outside, spray paint it, then I'm going to work on the teeth and the tongue. So here's the tongue. All dry. Anything that sticks out on the side you don't like, cut it. I'm going to be painting the tongue. Okay? And then my teeth, I have quite a bit of teeth. Quite a bit. Here is all my teeth. They're Mod Podged and everything, and I'm going to start to paint them. So I'm going to work on that, come back and show you this when it's dry. Okay, to put your little lady onto your PVC pipe, what I did was I cut a hole between the bars of the wreath, and I angled it, and then that's for the bottom, and then I put a hole, let me show you, in the top so that it will fit here. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to tape and glue and everything humanly possible to make this secure on my PVC pipe. Okay? So I'll be back when that's done. So I want my head to be secure, so I have duct tape on it, on the inside and the outside. I did not use glue yet. I'd like to use some glue just to make sure that it's secure. And then I'm going to do the top part, and then I have to spruce up where it got damaged while I was cutting stuff. Actually, my pig took a little bite out of this. Piggy Iggy took a little bite, which he's a pain in the butt. So I'm going to do the top. I'm also going to duct tape that, put some glue on it to make sure it's secure. It seems secure with the duct tape. And put the head on, the top of the head, and paint it. And when it dries, we'll get started on everything else. Here's what he looks like. He's all put together. I painted the inside of his mouth, and I painted where I put the tape. Now I'm going to put his teeth in, and then his or her tongue. So I put a little green and different colors on this so that the teeth look a little junked up. Plus I left some part of the newspaper. I am going to hot glue these in, and I might add some yellow to it. So basically I'm going to get started on the teeth. I'd like to start at the front of the mouth. Move this over so you can see. Here's the front of the mouth. I have my hot glue, and we are going to start with her teeth. So I'm going to put some glue on, and then I'm going to hold this. I'm going to get my hand out of your way so that her tooth will adhere. Still a little wonky, so you gotta hold it for a little bit because it's not dry. You want to be gentle. Get that tooth right up in there, and I think I'm going to put a little on the back of my tooth right here, a little more, because I don't want her. I know it's Audrey too, but it kind of sounds like he has, you know, when he says feed me Seymour, it sounds like a boy, so I'm assuming that it could be a boy, but he named him because he liked Audrey, and Audrey was unique. And so is our plant. So all I'm doing is hot gluing the tooth in. I'm going to hold it, add some more. It's kind of heavy, the tooth. So basically, that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick all the teeth in, the top and the bottom. Then I'm going to do the tongue. And hopefully the lips will dry when I'm done doing the teeth and the tongue. So I'll be back. This is my Maxwell House container that I'm going to stick Audrey 2 in. And I'm going to take some crazy glue, gorilla glue, whatever you want to call it, whatever you prefer to use. And I'm going to put some at the bottom of my Maxwell House container. Then I'm going to take my Audrey, lift her up, turn this around so it's facing the right way, put her in there, just like that. Then I'm going to take a massive amount of hot glue and put it around her, because my E6000 is going to take at least 24 hours to harden. So I'm going to turn her around and continue putting glue in there. And I have rocks. So I have a bucket of rocks. Just regular rocks I use for different things. And I'm going to be putting them in here so that Audrey will stay straight up. So when I'm done with this, I'm going to show you how I put the veins around and my leaves on. But right now I'm just trying to get her to stay up straight. Looks like it's working pretty good. I believe I'm going to add some more hot glue in there. Can't ever have too much glue, especially if you're going to have something sitting outside. So I'm going to work on this, having her stay up straight. And then when I come back, we're going to work on, I'm still drying her tongue, her lips. I have her tongue in already. So I'm still working on her lips drying out in the sun, and going to work on her veins and her leaves. Look, he's standing up straight. Yay, he, she. I don't know what it is. I'm so excited. Okay. So, let me show you what she looks like right this minute. Here is her head. She has her tongue in there. Her mouth's open. I have different colors on her teeth. And here is the vine. And she fits in there, snug as a bug in a rug. Oh, sorry, I moved the camera. And there she is. So, now we're going to work on her vines. So, yesterday, we made the vines. And here they are. The vines. So, I'm going to take some of my glue, put it on, and then I'm going to hold it on there and then wrap it around, and if any of the silver shows like it is, I will be using the green paint. So I'm going to be sticking the vines on, and then I'll come back. Now for his little lips. I shouldn't say little, they're actually pretty big. Oh my goodness, hold on. I have to line this up. Oh my goodness. Okay, now for his lips. So, they're dry. And now I'm going to get some safety pins so I can put it in here so that it'll stay on and so it'll dry. So I have her lips, and I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm going to put hot glue on it and put it right in the middle of her face, her face. Let me turn this around for you. There it is. There's her lips. So I'm going to take a straight pin with a little bobble on the end so that I can get it out later. And I am just going to poke it through carefully so that the lips will stay while I go around the side of her to form her mouth. So I'm going to add more glue around the side and a lot of glue, and put that on there. Then I'm going to get my straight pin and pin her little lips to her face. That way the glue will adhere. So there's the lips on the one side. And here they are in the front. Let me move this back some so you can see that. See that in the front? And then I'm going to do the other side the same way, and then I'm going to do the bottom part. And then I'll come back. Okay, I did not like her teeth, so I took them out for right now. But there's her tongue in there, and here's her lips. And if you see right here, there's such a space. So what I did was, I took tin foil, and I flattened it down, spray painted it, and I'm going to stick it on either side of her mouth to make her have a fuller lip. Then I'm going to work on the teeth. I have the teeth already painted white because I didn't like what I've done with her teeth. So I painted her teeth white, and they're and I cut them in half to make them smaller. So see how her lip is fuller? I don't know if you can see that. See that? I made her lip fuller. And then I'm going to do the other side right here and make that fuller. And then she'll have fuller lips. I think I'm going to paint that again. And I'm going to work on her teeth too. But right now, I was not a fan of how her lips looked. So I added more to her lips, but there's a gap, so I want to fix that. Oh, and there goes some hot glue on her tongue. Great. So I'm going to work on this. I'm going to put her teeth in. I cut her teeth. I don't know if they're dry. They're not dry, but I cut them and made them long. I think they might should be shorter than this, but I cut them and painted them white. So I'm going to work on her lips, and I'd really like to get this project done because I really want to see what it looks like, but one thing at a time. So I'm going to work on painting in here on her lips and here to make it more cohesive, and I'm going to put her teeth in. I'm going to make her teeth smaller. I don't like them, so I'm just going to take the tip off, just like here, so she has a lot of little teeth. So I'm going to work on that, work on her lips. I'd really like to work on her leaves and everything, but not there yet. But I did put some vines around her and put some different leaves. I have these leaves from flowers I bought that I saved the leaves, which is awesome. So now I'm just going to be putting these all over her in different spots, and then I'll be back. Okay? So here's her mouth, which I really have to fix. Okay, what I did to fix her lips is I painted a piece of newspaper, and then I basically put it over, and then I hot glued it. Here's her new teeth. I think they look a lot better. Now I'd like to work on giving her some detail on her head. Remember when we cut and painted these green, well, these were off a toilet paper roll and we painted them green. I think they're too big for her head. Some wouldn't be bad, but I don't want them all that big. So I cut them and started gluing them together and making them smaller. So I'm going to start gluing them on, and then I'm going to start painting. But as you can see back here, I added leaves all over, and she has leaves on her vines and leaves around her head. So now I'm going to work on detailing the top of her head and the bottom where you can see it, and I'm going to also use some yellow paint and possibly a little bit of red to blend it together to make it look better. So I'll be back. Okay, so I added some yellow. For the veins, I used stems from my plants, and you could also use hot glue and then highlight it. So this is pretty much how she looks. Sorry about the fan, I'm trying to get her to dry. So, and that's how she looks. I think she looks good. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.